Hello and welcome. We are here today in the Quality Room of Doom with the wonderful last year's, I would say, debut author of the year. I was just going to say that for The Art of Being Normal, and now with her second album, the sophomore album, we have All About Mia, the wonderful Lisa Williamson. Welcome to Dublin for a start.
Thank you.
Yes, living the dream.
Yeah.
Like, one of our rock stars of DEFCON last year. Welcome back. And like, even just going to the YA, like this time last year, Art of Being Normal had just come out, and you were, I suppose, introduced to the world of writing. You know, your book was published, and the world of YA, which we try to explain to most people is a different world to normal world. How's the year been in that kind of experience for YA world?
Really good, because when you write a book, I just had no idea that there's all this other stuff that came with it.
Yeah.
And like the YA community is just so lovely and inclusive and fun, and it's really hard to explain to other people. They don't.
Yeah, it is. It's a family, and when you think, oh, family, it's a bizarre, beautiful world. I think.
Yeah.
It's just everybody gets along, and
it's just. It's really supportive, like everybody I think is on everyone's side.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like there's sort of rivalry or anything like that. And I've made like genuine like people who are not just writing friends, they're my friends now through this. So I love it all, and I love going to. I say yes to really much everything I'm invited to. Because it'll probably be fun.
And that, even just going back to The Art of Being Normal. Obviously, your previous work led to that story being written, and even getting to, like, I suppose the writing part. What made you suddenly decide? Have you always wanted to be a writer, or did you just suddenly go, okay, now's my time?
I wanted to be a writer when I was really little. I wanted to draw. I wanted to illustrate books and write stories. But then when I was about 8 or 9, I decided I wanted to become an actor. I don't know why, because I was really shy. I had no idea why I wanted to be an actor, but I just did. And then I kind of forgot about the drawing and the writing and stuff, because there's this idea that if you want to be an actor, you have to really want it. And I just forgot about all that stuff. And then I was working as an actor, and it wasn't quite what I thought it would be.
Although Basil Brush, I just want to say, Basil Brush, you've worked with Basil Brush.
I have worked with him.
You've done it for me.
I've got his phone number. My Facebook friend. It just wasn't quite what I imagined it would be, because I just wasn't getting sort of the auditions or the parts and stuff, and it was really fun, but I just thought, do I want a career that's just a bit of a laugh sometimes? And then between acting jobs I work in offices, and then I started writing a story, which was not rubbish, but it was basically it was about an out and out work actor. It was probably based on me, if I'm
someone
honest.
you know,
someone I know, but she was like the same height as me. She had the same colour hair. Her name was Laura. It was ridiculous. But I was really enjoying writing it, and I thought, oh god, I really like telling stories, and remembering that that's what I used to get such a kick out of when I was little, and always playing role play games. I always wanted to pretend and make up stories, and I just thought, oh god, I really like this. And then I sent that book out to agents, and they all said no. And by that point I was working at the Gender Identity Development Service, and I thought, I'm going to have a go at writing this, and that became The Art of Being Normal. So it's just rediscovering, getting in touch with my creativity again, because I think acting wasn't as creative as I thought it would be, and then I wanted to be in control basically and be in charge.
And so the YA thing it just happened to be YA. It wasn't, you hadn't looked at that and went, oh, that's an interesting. It just so happened to be the age fit what was probably a growing, not a genre, but kind of the area of YA. It's been so massive in the last few years. It just looked at that. So moving on from that, so you had a stupendous year. It was all wonderful, and then obviously you're a publisher, and then there's going, right, what's happening for book 2? So here we have book 2 finally out, All About Mia. How does this come about, and what pressure was on you for that second book? Like, did you have like various stories where you thrown loads of ideas? How long did it take you to get into the zone, I suppose?
It was a bit tricky. I think most authors I've spoken to have a difficult second book, and I spoke to so many because it was a bit comforting to see people who got out the other side, and then but I was convinced. I was just like, no, I'm like, this was before Go Set a Watch, and I was like, I'm just going to be like Harper Lee. Obviously not comparing myself to Harper Lee, that's like one book, that's all I've got in me. But not the problem, but I got the deal for The Art of Being Normal, and it came out within 8 months, so it meant that a lot of people, there's a longer lead time, so they're writing a second book before the first one's come out, but I wasn't. I was writing it once The Art of Being Normal was out, so I kept thinking, oh, but if people like that, what other book should I write? And because everyone said, oh, it's a really important book, and I was like, I've got to write another important book. I was just psyching myself out, and I started loads of different books and got put off for various reasons. One sounded a bit similar to something else I heard was coming out. Another just didn't feel quite right. Another one I just lost confidence in. I just kept starting again and panicking. I was just like, I would wake up, think, oh my god, I've got to write a book, and go to sleep going, oh my god, I've got to write a book. It was quite awful. And then in the end, I think people might read All About Mia, because I think it's quite a fun book, and probably think, what on earth is she doing? But it took me a while to get there, and to write a book as well that isn't about anything important, but it's about like our relationships with sort of our best friends and our siblings, which I think all of us can sort of relate. And again, it's about identity. I think that's clearly my thing. It's writing about identity.
You're all about identity. And if you were like, that classic, you have 20 seconds to, like, what is the pitch? What is the idea of All About Mia? What is it?
Okay.
Yes.
Don't do it.
To camera. You're used to talking to cameras, so why don't you talk?
All About Mia is all about Mia. Mia is 16. She's a middle child, and she's sandwiched between two really high-achieving sisters. So Grace is 19 and really clever and just sort of perfect. And then Audrey is 13 and she's an amazing swimmer, like so amazing she'll probably go to the Olympics in 2020. And then Mia's in the middle, kind of always messing up. And then her older sister Grace comes back from her year out and sort of drops this bombshell on the family that should in theory get her in trouble, but she doesn't really get punished for it, and that turns Mia just goes into kind of a tailspin, and everything goes all a bit horribly wrong as she's sort of like really figuring out, well, who the hell am I? Because she's unlike her sister, she does not have a thing. So it's sort of exploring that idea of well, who am I if I don't have a talent or a measurable kind of skill? Especially when you compare to these sisters. That wasn't that succinct. I got to work on my pitch.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty impressive. They said we know what to do. And within the book, is it Mia, Grace, Audrey, or even in the previous book, are there characters that do you put yourself into some characters, or do you tend to keep yourself away from characters?
I think because Mia, for example, I met a friend the other day who's only known me as an adult, and she was like saying, so were you like me? And I'm like, oh no, I was nothing like her. But I like the fact that she assumed that it was based on personal experience. But I do think a little bit of me goes into all my characters, but nothing that I think anybody would be able to sort of go, oh, that's you. Because Mia's like really badly behaved, and I was such a goody when I was a teenager. I wish I was been a bit more.
You've saved it for the later years in life.
Yeah, I have.
She's flipped it around. It's all gone horribly wrong. Yeah, I'm peaking now. I like it. That's what.
At the age of 37.
This is what happens when you enter the world of YA. You peak in a different way. Well, listen, Lisa, it's absolutely fantastic to have the book out. It's now available online and in stores. All About Mia, and obviously The Art of Being Normal is out there. It's great to have you. Come back to Dublin all the time.
Thank you.
And yes, read it because it's fantastical.